Coming up on Cronkite Sports Report, there's a growing tradition that's wreaking havoc in the Valley sports scene.
I was brought here to make this team a top 25 team, and that's really hard to do. And the guys know that, and that's what drives me every day when I get up.
A community known for its older population is bringing in students to help bridge a generational gap in the game of golf.
It's known for older people, but kids can do it too.
And a Hall of Fame bound NFL player known for his time with the Raiders, how his legacy lives on in the Valley.
We were sitting in the hotel room and the President Hall of Fame came and knocked on the door pretty loud, and my heart dropped.
That and more next on Cronkite Sports Report.
Welcome to Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Elaine Wilson.
And I'm Lucas Robbins. And as student journalists here at ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication, we look to bring you exciting sports stories with an Arizona connection. Thanks for joining us.
Over the next half hour, you'll see stories from the high school to the professional level, all from across the Valley. As we hit the month of March, many college basketball programs have one thing on their mind: March Madness. But for one local program, it's a dream that'll have to wait a few years. Danielle Urich went out to Grand Canyon University to see how the Lopes are rising in the Division I basketball scene. Grand Canyon finished with one of the best records in the WAC, but as part of their transitional period, they will not be able to participate in the conference tournament.
And despite that hasn't stopped fans from coming out all season long. GCU had an average 5,600 fans coming out to their games, and that's the highest they've had as a Division I team and the highest in the conference. Coming up on Cronkite Sports Report, football is the more popular full contact sport, but some parents are sending their children in a different direction.
When I picked up in 2009, there were 8 kids. We're now at almost 100 kids.
We take a look on what is bringing kids to the game of rugby, and a sport that is passed down through the generations.
It made me feel so good that I wanted to share it with the world everywhere I could and with anyone I could.
A look at the role hoop dancing plays in Native American culture.
Welcome back to Cronkite Sports Report.
We continue now with a look at Arizona's younger athletes. More and more kids in the desert are playing a sport that was born across the Atlantic Ocean, over 5,000 miles away. Torrance Dunham tells us why parents are encouraging their kids to play rugby. Coming up on Cronkite Sports Report,
I think this is more of my internship to coaching.
A Sun Devil great returns to Tempe in an entirely different role. Welcome back to Cronkite Sports Report. We're here on ASU's downtown campus, and our next story takes us to Arizona State's Tempe campus.
Yeah, that's right. They say home is where the heart is, and that statement couldn't be more true than for ASU softball pitching legend, Dallas Escobedo. She's returning for the 2016 season after being drafted #1 in the National Pro Fast Pitch League 2 years ago. Now, it's safe to say she's found some comfort here in the Valley of the Sun. I saw Escobedo play back in high school at St. Mary's. We both went to St. Mary's together. She was quite the player there and at ASU, so it's good to have her back in the Valley.
Yeah, she was absolutely dominant in the circle for the Sun Devils, and it's only going to help these young pitchers at ASU with her on the staff. Welcome back to Cronkite Sports Report. We end our show with a sport that transcends mere competition.
A sport that's about more than just who wins.
A sport that has weaved itself through generations of Native American culture. Christina Vicario has more.
And that'll do it for this edition of Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Lucas Robbins.
And I'm Elaine Wilson. From all of us here at Cronkite Sports, thank you for joining us.